The announcement we're making today is significant not only for our entire state, but also for our entire country. It's one of the most significant economic development announcements, not only for Louisiana, but for America. And before we get to the details of the announcement, let me give you a little bit of context about the energy industry and what it means to Louisiana. We are an energy-rich state, and in Louisiana, we are proud of that heritage. Our state is home to more than 375,000 jobs related to the oil and natural gas industry. And what that means is if you were to shake hands with 7 people across this state, just go pick 7 random adults in this state, one out of those 7 would have a job because of Louisiana's energy industry. Now, if you were to shake hands with 7 people in this room, I would guarantee it would be more than 1 in 7. Probably about 7 out of 7 have a job because of the energy industry. In Louisiana, nearly 1 out of every $5 earned by our workers comes from an oil and gas-related source. We are the #1 producer of crude oil in the entire country, including our offshore holdings. We are #2 in the country for natural gas production. That means we've got an amazing wealth of energy employers and employees who keep our economy growing. In order to keep our energy industry strong, we had to make sure that Louisiana was a great place to do business. We knew the best way to do that would be by strengthening our existing employers, giving them a real chance to grow. So, for example, in my first year in office, we had a special session. We knew we had some existing taxes on the books that weren't fair to business. We got rid of those. We also knew that we had an image problem as a state that was built over generations, but we knew we could do better. We passed historic legislation to overhaul our governmental ethics laws, and now Louisiana ranks amongst the top states for ethics laws. We took layers and layers of workforce development bureaucracy. We streamlined those programs, ensuring that our community colleges, our 4-year colleges, our workforce commission, LED, and our employers could put their heads together, producing effective training to meet the needs of today's workforce. And let me tell you, it's working. Business Facilities has ranked Louisiana #1 in workforce training in 2012 for the 3rd straight year. They have called our LED Fast Start program, and I quote, the gold standard for workforce training programs. That's important. 70% of the companies that want to move here or expand here tell us one of their top 2 concerns is finding skilled workers. We used to lag behind in business climate rankings. Now Louisiana ranks in the top 10 of 3 major national business climate rankings. We have never been ranked higher than where we are today. Now, we have worked tirelessly to improve our state's business environment. We know that companies want to expand in a state where the business climate is strong for making capital investments and creating jobs. Our bottom line is this. By creating a top-ranked business climate, by providing an ideal atmosphere for investment, we're creating a new Louisiana with career opportunities like no previous generation of our state has ever seen. We're creating a Louisiana that is America's new frontier for business opportunity. Since January of 2008, we've now secured projects totaling more than 56,500 new jobs, more than $14 billion in capital investment. And those numbers are about to go up pretty dramatically in both counts today. While we have worked to improve our state's business climate, we've also focused on strategic ways to leverage our historical advantages in oil and gas to deliver new economic development projects. Never before in our nation's history has there been a stronger call for energy independence. But that independence will only result from a meaningful application of innovative and practical solutions for new sources of energy. Today's event underscores the truly great outcomes that can result from leveraging what's best about Louisiana and linking our state's energy assets with one of the most innovative energy and chemicals companies in the entire world, and that's Sasol. Sasol already manufactures petrochemicals, liquids, and fuels like gasoline, diesel, jet fuel, synthetic fuels, and lubricants. It is one of the largest public companies in the entire world. In September of 2011, you may remember more than a year ago, we were here to originally announce that Sasol had selected Westlake for an $8 to $10 billion gas-to-liquids complex. Today, we're here to announce and talk about a much larger project, a project representing a capital investment roughly double the size of what we announced last year. Today, I'm proud to announce that Sasol is now planning a $16 to $21 billion integrated gas-to-liquids and ethane cracker complex right here in Calcasieu Parish. This new facility will create more than 1,250 new direct permanent jobs with an average salary of nearly $88,000 even before benefits. LED estimates the facility will create an additional 5,886 permanent indirect jobs. What we're saying is that's a total of more than 7,000 new jobs for Louisiana's company. On top of that, there'll be nearly 7,000 construction jobs. So just to summarize, we're talking about a $16 to $21 billion investment leading to the creation of 7,000 permanent jobs. 1,250 of those direct jobs pays an average salary of $88,000 even before benefits. Let's give David and the entire Sasol team yet another great round of applause. You know, when I first ran for governor, I told you we were going to create a state where our sons and daughters could pursue their dreams. They could come home and raise their children and our grandchildren right here in this great state. These are exactly the kinds of jobs that will bring our sons and daughters home and keep them here in the first place. These are the kinds of jobs, a great wage with great benefits, that our kids will aspire to. Sasol will also be retaining 405 existing direct jobs in Westlake because of this new project. Once this project's fully up and running, Sasol will become the largest economic driver company in all of Southwest Louisiana, as well as one of the top 10 economic driver companies in our entire state. Just to put this in context, the announcement we're making, this project will likely be the largest single manufacturing investment in the history of our entire state. I want you to think about that. We've got a lot of significant employers. We've had a lot of significant investment over the years, over decades. This will be the largest single investment in a manufacturing facility in our state's history, but there's even more. This project may indeed be, if not the largest, and it may be the largest. It's at least one of the largest ever foreign direct investment manufacturing projects in the history of our entire country. We think it may be the biggest one in the entire country. We can't find one that's bigger, but we know it's at least one of the largest. So we're breaking records not only for our state, but for our country as well. A study conducted by the LSU Division of Economic Development estimates a total economic impact of $46.2 billion will be created by this project over the next 20 years. They're going to complete their capital investment by the end of 2018. Initial commercial operations are expected to begin that year. There's obviously a lot of work and hiring, a lot of money that will be spent between now and then. The GTL facility is the first of its kind in the United States, producing high-quality transportation fuels, including GTL, gas to liquids diesel, as well as other chemical products. GTL diesel is a cleaner-burning, high-performance fuel with significant emission reduction benefits. It can be used in existing vehicles and fuel delivery infrastructure without modifications. This project will consist of an integrated 96,000 barrels per day GTL facility representing a capital investment of $11 to $14 billion, as well as an ethane cracker representing a capital investment of $5 to $7 billion. The GTL project will be delivered in a phased approach, phase one delivering the first 48,000 barrels, phase two delivering the remaining capacity. The ethane cracker will produce 1.5 million tons per year of ethylene, one of the chemical industry's key building blocks for alcohol and plastics-based products, including solvents, surfactants, and polymers. For the last 3 years, our state has been working on GTL projects with Sasol and other leading companies from around the world. In early 2011, I want to thank our local partners. LED joined the Southwest Louisiana Economic Development Alliance in the Port of Lake Charles to identify potential sites in Southwest Louisiana using GIS mapping technology. You're going to hear more about this, but I especially want to thank the Port. They helped us speed up this process and the ability of Sasol to be located here. Ultimately, a 650-acre site near their existing facilities was identified. And that's why we were able to announce in September of 2011 that the company had selected a site and would be moving forward with the final feasibility study for the GTL facility. Their investment is significant because it builds on our energy tradition, providing great jobs for our people. Now, I want to mention another very important aspect of this project. As part of this project, we are committed to funding a new training center focused on industrial technology at Suella Technical Community College. That's going to represent a total investment of about $20 million from the state, including land, the building, and specialized equipment. Initially, the training center will be focused primarily on meeting Sasol's huge workforce needs. However, once their project's well underway, this training facility will be available to help support the growing training needs of manufacturers throughout Southwest Louisiana. I want to thank again, one of the reasons we're here is because of Suella, because of McNeese, because of the great training programs we've got right here in Southwest Louisiana. I'm excited about the jobs and capital investment. I'm also excited about this expansion, this investment, this ability of Suella to help meet the needs not only of Sasol, but other manufacturing companies that are going to want to be here and continue to expand here as well. Sasol is one of many energy companies expanding in our state because of our world-class energy infrastructure, strong business climate, and our workforce. Look, today's announcement and other economic development wins are creating great momentum for our state. We continue to outperform the South and the rest of the country when it comes to employment. We're one of the top 10 states for private sector job growth since 2008 when we took office. Per capita income has increased more than $2,700 in the last 4 years. Our ranking has jumped 17 spots in the last 12 years. We now have our highest ranking in more than 80 years. After 25 years of losing our kids. For 4 years in a row now, every year since we've been in office, more people have been moving into Louisiana rather than leaving our state. In other words, our economic development efforts have allowed us to go to the top of national rankings for business climate. We have our highest ever ranking by every leading publication. Paulina ranks us at 16, up 24 spots, the most improved state in the last 4 years. Business Facilities ranks us in the top 10, our highest ever ranking. We jumped 14 positions in Forbes ranking. Site Selection also in the top 10. We were 25 2 years ago. Area Development in the top 10 for 2012. Southern Business Development has named us the State of the Year for 3 years in a row. We've also here in Southwest Louisiana, we've announced job wins totaling 16 job wins totaling 13,500 new jobs, 2,600 retained jobs, $27 billion in capital investment. Sempra Energy is developing a $6 billion facility, creating 130 direct jobs, 610 indirect jobs, 3,000 construction jobs. Cheniere is investing $6.5 billion, creating 144 direct jobs, 600 indirect jobs. IFG Port Holdings, $60 million investment, first grain export terminal of its kind built in the Gulf Coast region in 25 years, 200 construction jobs. Zagus USA, modern cotton spinning plant, 50 million pounds of cotton per year in Jeff Davis Parish, one of 2 mills they've committed to building in our state, $75 million investment, 160 new jobs, 645 indirect jobs. The list goes on and on and on, but the bottom line is despite the national recession, we continue to create jobs in Louisiana because we have made this our top priority, and we're creating the best business climate, the best state in which to create jobs and to raise a family. Again, I can't overstate it. As governor, we get to participate and talk about a lot of different economic development wins. Today's is truly different. When you look at the scope, you look at the size, you look at the impact, this is truly a game changer for our state and especially Southwest Louisiana. For years, this will have ripple effects throughout our economy, but it's also a game changer for our country. I think today's announcement allows us to make a huge step forward in terms of America's goal of becoming energy independent and supplying our own needs when it comes to our manufacturing base, our transportation, and other needs as well. I'd like to take a moment to personally thank, as I wrap up, I want to personally thank David, who's going to be speaking next, the CEO of Sasol Limited, for the incredible work his team has done both here in the company's North America operations as well as their company headquarters in South Africa. He and I have met on several occasions. We've talked several occasions. There's probably not a harder working CEO in America. He's constantly traveling. Sasol is a worldwide company. I was teasing him last week. I said, I don't know how he adjusts to the different time zones of the different countries they're in. Sasol is a world-class company with world-class technology, capabilities, and people, and David exemplifies that. He's provided great leadership for a great, great company. This historic project would not have come about without his leadership and his team or with the help of our great partners here in Southwest Louisiana, the Port of Lake Charles, again, the Southwest Louisiana Economic Development Alliance, Calcasieu Parish, Westlake, worked hand in hand with LED's Business Expansion Retention Group to make this possible. So I want to thank all of those folks for their extraordinary efforts. I want to tell the people of Westlake and Lake Charles and Louisiana, today's a great day, but we're not done. We've made great progress, but we look forward to bringing even more announcements and more jobs. But with that, I want you to give, from this great state, I want you to give a great South Louisiana welcome to the CEO of Sasol Limited, who's traveled a great distance to be here and who's traveling a great distance after he's done here for his next assignment. Let's show him how excited we are to have him here in our state and to have Sasol continue to be a major economic driver in Southwest Louisiana. David Constable, the CEO of Sasol Limited.
Well, that's a tough act to follow. Well done, Governor. And very exciting. It's, you can feel the energy, and thank you very much for those kind words. Good morning, friends, colleagues, neighbors, members of the media. Ladies and gentlemen, it's great to be back here in Westlake with all of you today. And on behalf of Sasol, let me extend a very special welcome to Mr. Johnny Mulatto, Deputy Chief of Missions, Republic of South African Embassy, and Mr. Keith Doley, Honorary Consul, Republic of South Africa. Welcome. Now, before I begin, I would like to recognize and thank Governor Jindal and Louisiana Economic Department for their active leadership and foresight in supporting the projects we are announcing today. It's a pleasure to be working with you, Governor, Secretary Moray, and with all of your respective teams. I'd also like to thank the Port of Lake Charles, George Swift, and the Southwest Louisiana Economic Development Alliance for all of your hard work and support. I want to tell all of our neighbors here in Louisiana that you have leaders to be proud of and to never tire of encouraging companies like Sasol to deepen our business roots and grow more jobs right here in Southwest Louisiana. Some of you, particularly my Westlake colleagues, are well acquainted with Sasol. But for those of you who may not know too much about the company, we are the largest producer of synthetic fuels. For over 60 years, our growth has been based on our leadership and innovation and our technical expertise in converting coal and gas into liquid fuels, chemicals through our proprietary technologies. Sasol is an international integrated energy and chemicals company. We develop and commercialize technologies and build and operate world-scale facilities to produce a range of products: liquid fuels, chemicals, and low-carbon electricity. To do all this, we leverage the talent and expertise of 34,000 people working in 38 countries. We're a company driven by innovation and committed to excellence in all that we do. At Sasol, we see true innovation as challenging the status quo and unlocking untapped potential, exactly what we're doing here in Louisiana. Although our home base is South Africa, we are a global player in energy and chemicals. We produce natural gas and condensate in Mozambique, oil in Gabon, coal, obviously, in South Africa, and shale gas in Canada. We have a chemicals manufacturing operations throughout South Africa, Europe, Asia, and the Americas. In partnership with Qatar Petroleum, we started our international flagship gas-to-liquids plant, Oryx GTL, in 2007. And we're also exploring GTL opportunities in Canada and Uzbekistan. Turning now to our U.S. projects. In our experience, Louisiana is a state that understands the challenges of modern business, particularly those challenges encountered by the energy and chemical sectors. As a result of this understanding, the LED has created an environment which attracts new business and provides the private sector with the opportunity to expand and flourish. More than a decade ago, Sasol recognized that Louisiana was poised for further growth and investment. We envisioned a partnership with the state that could yield significant benefits not only for our company, but for the community and the state. That's why in 2004, Sasol moved its research and development headquarters to Westlake. Since that time, we've continued to look for new opportunities to further this partnership with the state. Thanks to the ongoing support we've received from Governor Jindal and the LED, we've been able to accelerate our key strategic projects here in Louisiana. Today, we're both delighted and very proud to announce that we're progressing 2 mega projects to front-end engineering and design. As the Governor said, our ethane cracker and gas-to-liquids facilities. Both projects, once completed, will bring considerable benefits to the people of Calcasieu Parish and Louisiana, and ultimately to the United States. The first project, the world-scale ethane cracker facility, once commissioned, again, as the Governor said, will produce up to 1.5 million tons per year of ethylene and other important differentiated derivative products. The cracker will strengthen U.S. downstream manufacturing, boost exports, and enhance economic growth in the region. Ethylene is one of the building blocks of the petrochemical industry and the foundation for polyethylene, the most commonly used plastic in everyday consumer goods and industrial applications, such as food packaging, bags, toys, automotive interiors, power cable coatings, and more. The second mega project, our GTL facility, a first for the U.S., will convert abundant domestic natural gas into 4 million tons per year of GTL diesel and other products in a cost-efficient and environmentally responsible fashion. GTL diesel is cleaner burning, a high-performance fuel with significant emission reduction benefits. And unlike other proposed alternatives to conventional petroleum-based fuels, GTL diesel can be used in existing vehicles and the fuel delivery infrastructure without any modifications. This second project will be a game changer for America's energy future. Increased domestic energy production, combined with new energy technologies like GTL, will provide the U.S. with both energy security and a measure of energy independence, while also providing sustainable solutions to address air quality challenges. Turning now specifically to the benefits that will be reaped by Calcasieu Parish in Louisiana. As the Governor pointed out, Sasol intends to make a capital investment between $16 to $21 billion right here in the parish. This investment creates more than 1,200 new jobs while retaining the more than 400 jobs here. In addition to the appointment of new Sasol colleagues, thousands of construction and indirect jobs will be created by our contractors, subcontractors, partner firms, and through related economic activity. Over and above the contribution we make to job creation and retention, today Sasol is also reaffirming our commitment to this community. Our contribution to the communities we work and live in goes far beyond our business activities. Equally important, it also extends directly into the local neighborhoods, where we intend to enhance existing civic programs, increase our charitable presence, and support local businesses by buying from local suppliers and service providers whenever possible. Sasol is proud to be driving forward with the next phase of our strategic mega projects that we have announced today. So our innovative energy and chemicals technologies, we will provide the United States with world-class cleaner burning fuel, contribute to the country's energy security, boost downstream manufacturing capacity, and diversify the utilization of domestic gas resources. On behalf of Sasol and our 34,000 employees around the world, thank you so much for welcoming us. We look forward to a long and fruitful partnership with our neighbors and our friends here in Calcasieu Parish and throughout the state of Louisiana. To us, Louisiana has become our second home, our home away from home. Thanks very much.
This is one of the most exciting days in economic development in the entire history of Louisiana. The project the governor announced today is an integrated project, a $16 to $21 billion integrated gas to liquids and ethane cracker complex by Sasol, one of the largest companies in the world. This project, Dr. Lauren Scott at LSU said, will be the biggest single manufacturing investment in the history of Louisiana. Also, according to the Financial Times, this will be one of the biggest, if not the biggest, foreign direct investment manufacturing project in the history of the United States. This is a huge project. Over 1,250 direct jobs, average salary nearly $88,000 a year, plus benefits. Indirect jobs about 5,800, so total impact, total new permanent job creation of over 7,000 new jobs in Southwest Louisiana, and a capital investment of $16 to $21 billion. It's a very, very exciting day for Calcasieu Parish, for Southwest Louisiana, for our entire state, and it's a very meaningful project, truly for our entire country.
The investment that Sasol is prepared to make in our area is huge for the whole country. I think this reflects the confidence they have in our state. This reflects the confidence they have in our community, not only with our workforce, but also our tax structure, our regulations, and things of this nature. So this is very, very big news for the state of Louisiana.
This is huge for our city. The city of Westlake will basically, has changed overnight. For our citizens, a 4,900 resident city, we now, quite honestly, could double our size. And we look so forward to new families moving into our city, the opportunity for our existing city. We have positioned ourselves with a new growth area for new homes. This will impact every business. Every citizen in Westlake will be impacted by this announcement today.
What will these facilities produce when they're up and running?
Yeah, the GTL plant produces a diesel, a GTL diesel. It's low sulfur, virtually no aromatics, so it's very clean burning. It's great for the environment, and it can be blended with diesels of lower quality that other refiners may be producing. So it's a great product. Along with that GTL plant, we've got value adds. We're going to be producing base oils, which go into the lubricants business. We also have paraffins that feed our new LAB facility. That's feeds the detergent market. So we also are going to be producing wax, medium wax, to sell into the wax market. So it's got a lot of value adds on the back end of it. So some chemical derivatives, but the main focus is diesel and naphtha. We also produce naphtha, which acts as a diluent in the oil and gas markets.
Why did you select Louisiana for this investment?
Yeah, clearly Louisiana. When you know the Governor Jindal, if you've heard about his background, he is pro-business, and Louisiana has really opened up their arms to Sasol and to our operations here in Lake Charles, in Westlake. And we're very fortunate that the Louisiana Economic Development Department has worked hand in hand with us helping us site the projects, find the right land available next to our existing operations, and provide us with incentives as well. Incentives, job creation program incentives, industrial property tax, tax benefits that our corporation will be able to take advantage of. And you put all that together, and the strong, like I say, strong pro-business state that we have here in Louisiana, it's all working in the right direction to allow us to make these feed decisions.
How many jobs will be created, and how can people apply for these jobs?
Yeah, job-wise, you know, ultimately, after the projects are completed, and I'll just mention that the ethane cracker will be completed late 2016 construction and go into beneficial operation in 2017. The gas to liquids plants, the GTL plants, will finish in 2018 and 2019 respectively. We're going to phase those in, 48,000 barrels in 2018 and 48,000 barrels in 2019, just to keep a fairly even construction labor force on the plants through the rest of the decade, basically. So from a construction standpoint, we're looking at least 7,000 jobs over the next 5 to 6 years. Well, when we get into construction in a couple of years' time, when we move into the field after engineering is complete. So that's the construction. Of course, there's many indirect jobs that will come along with that. Some estimate as high as 12 to 13,000 indirect jobs. When the plant's up and running, we're going to need another 1,200 people, at least 1,200, more than 1,200, operating and maintaining the plant. And those are good, high-paying, good-paying jobs that we'll be looking right here. We're looking for as many local people as possible, local talent, technical skills to help us here in Lake Charles.
And I understand that you have a website that's created for people that are looking for these positions.
It's correct. The website's got good general information on the projects. It's open for potential employees, potential vendors, potential service providers, and you can find that at sasollouisianaprojects.com.
I think this is yet another great example of Louisiana's just tremendous trajectory up the National Business Climate Rankings. In the last 5 years, we have improved to our highest position ever in every national ranking of state business climates. We've moved up an average of 20 spots across the board. We're now for the first time in the top 10, not on one, but on several of those national business climate rankings. I think it's also a great recognition of our workforce development efforts. Our Fast Start program, which was recognized by The Economist magazine as the most notable state workforce training initiative in the country. It's been ranked the #1 state workforce training program in the country for the last 3 years in a row. That was a key part of this win as well.
It's a historic day for Sasol, and we are very excited, obviously, to be coming to Louisiana and growing our company. It's going to change the shape of Sasol. Obviously, we're going to be a much more international organization, and it's going to add to our volumes dramatically. We'll almost double our volumes of the company by the end of the decade, and so we're very obviously excited about that and the growth for our shareholders and what that means for our employees, all of our stakeholders, really. And it's a great day that we've been here today at the site.